Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing. Let's have some fun. Story brought to you by Amanda Walker. David went to his sister Gwen and asked her to help him with a problem. He was to go to attend a medical theme fancy dress party. His mother had promised to obtain some surgical gowns from the hospital where she worked, but tonight she had been delayed and could not meet her contact. His sister was a nurse at the same hospital, and he wondered if she had anything that he could wear. Well, little brother, I think I can rustle up something. First, let's have a look at you. Get your kit off now. He was a bit surprised by her forwardness, but he decided to comply. He undressed down to his underwear and stood before her. "Oh, yes," she said. "I think we can do something with you. Will you do everything I say?" "What do you mean?" he said. "I just want you to agree, then we won't fight," she said. "Do you want me to help you?" Okay, he said. "I will do whatever you want." "All right, let's get you fitted into your new uniform." She went to the wardrobe and got out one of her nursing uniforms. She put it onto him, and the fit was perfect. "You will look lovely just like me." In fact, she thought, he does look just like me. I wonder what he'll be like when I've finished. Okay, then, I think we have a costume you can wear. We just need to sort out some of the essentials and accessories. Those hairy legs and arms will have to go. Your hair needs attention, and a manicure is in order. He was dumbstruck. He thought she might have a spare operating gown or some such, but he was quite taken with the idea of being dressed up as a nurse. He and his sister had been in the St. John's ambulance as youngsters. She had gone on to a full nursing career, and he kept his hand in as the work first aider. His factory was now under threat of closure after a takeover. Once for a joke, they had swapped uniforms at a Xmas function, and he remembered the feeling of freedom the feminine dress uniform gave, but he had never indulged again. She led him to the bathroom and showed him the hair-removing cream. "Do your arms and legs and shave that chin of yours. I'll be waiting. I'll be getting some things out for you." He presented himself duly shorn of hairs, and she set to work. "Take these control undies of Mother's and put them on. They'll keep everything in check down below. Okay, don't worry, I won't watch. Now, some of these lovely new white tights we have just started wearing, pull them up slowly. Look at that sheen, isn't it lovely?" The feel of the semi-opaque tights on his hairless legs was divine. She was right. They did have a satin sheen. His legs looked really good. "Now for a bra. I think mine will fit you. I'll do it up, don't worry." She filled the cups with some old tights. He was starting to get a girl's figure now. "Now hold your hands up." She slipped a cotton slip over his head, and it flowed down his body. "Excellent. Now put on this robe, pop my slippers on, and sit down at my dressing table." She combed out his hair, which was shoulder length, and gathered it into a bun and pinned it in place. Next came light foundation makeup, a little definition with eyebrow pencil, and a very light mascara, just a hint of eyeshadow and a light pink lipstick. She moved on to his hands, giving the nails a good filing and a coat of clear varnish. "Now, just let that dry. I'll be back in a minute." He sat there taking in the unfamiliar smells and feelings. He hadn't yet seen what he looked like. He hadn't had chance to say no. She had just taken control, but he didn't mind a bit. She returned in a few minutes, fully dressed in her own uniform and carrying one for him. "All right, all dry now. Pop this on now." The uniform buttoned up the front and was completed with a red elasticated belt with a heavy clasp. "Try these shoes." They were white sensible lace-ups with a low heel and were a bit tight, but just a fit. She fitted a nurse's cap over his pinned-up hair and surveyed her handiwork. "Now, stand up, little sister, and we'll have a look in the mirror. Close your eyes. Open them now." He didn't know which side his sister was standing, so when he opened his eyes and saw two nurses in the mirror, he didn't at first know which was which. Only when he looked to his left and saw his sister smiling at him did he realize. They were almost identical. "That is amazing," he said. "We are sisters." "I'm pleasantly surprised, too. No one will know who you are. I've got an idea. Wait here." With that, she left the room. She came back a few minutes later wearing the clothes he had taken off, no makeup and her hair down in the style he normally wore. "Mom will be home soon. Let's see if we can fool her." They went down, David taking care in the unfamiliar shoes. He felt absolutely comfortable dressed this way, but was a bit nervous of what his mother would say. They sat in each other's favorite chairs and switched on the television. Mom normally brought in a takeaway on this particular night, and there was no preparation required other than setting the table. Mom arrived rushing with the hot food. "Hello, dears. David, take these, will you?" Gwen jumped up and took the Chinese from her mother. "Gwen, Philip is at the door. He has a message for you. Wouldn't tell me. Be quick." David hesitated. Being seen by his mother was bad enough, but by his sister's boyfriend. Gwen shot him a look that said, "Go." He went to the front door where Philip was waiting. "I can't stop, and I didn't want to come in the house in my work clothes. Do you want to go to a party at Bill and Mary's tomorrow?" He hasn't twigged. Not a clue, thought David. Then, putting on his best girly voice, "Yes, that would be great. What time?" "Excellent. About 8, I'll pick you up." With that, he leaned forward and gave what he thought was Gwen a kiss full on the lips. David was so shocked he didn't pull away, which Philip took as a signal to go a bit further, and his tongue caressed David's lips. "See you tomorrow, then," he said, leaving the stunned boy on the doorstep. He went back into the house, strange feelings coursing through his body. He liked girls, not boys, but that kiss he had received as a girl, and it made him tingle. He sat down to the takeaway, and Gwen looked at him bemused. "Well, what did lover boy want? You look a little flustered." Gwen was copying what he would normally say. "Oh, you're... No, I mean, we're going to a party tomorrow night," replied David. "And did he give you your goodnight kiss?" She was baiting him just like he would have. David blushed. "Just a peck." And he smiled shyly. "Well, he fooled my boyfriend, and Mom doesn't seem to have noticed yet," thought Gwen. "Now you two, no more silliness. Eat up," said Mother. "David, will you run me an errand after tea? I forgot to get tonight's paper." "No problem, Mom," replied Gwen. After she had left, Mom started to clear the table. "Sit down, dear. I don't want you to spoil your uniform. I didn't get those clothes for David. Do you think you'll be able to get him into one of your uniforms?" So, a conspiracy. No wonder she was so eager, thought David. "Let's play along." "I think he'll be putty in our hands. I've always wanted to see what he would look like as a girl." "Me too. You don't think he'll mind? It's only a bit of fun?" "No, Mom, I'm sure he'll find it a good laugh." They settled down to watch television. The evening had gone as usual, no one finding anything different. Business as usual. Gwen would be due to start her shift at 8 p.m. Normally her friend and colleague Janet would call for her. Just before the start of Coronation Saint or EastEnders, Mom would be trying to find a video to tape the program. Normal family life. David looked at the clock. It was 7:15 p.m. and Gwen had not returned. He started to feel a little worried. Just then the doorbell rang. It was Janet. Sorry, I'm a bit early. If you are ready, I'd like to get to work for 7:45 p.m. I have a meeting starting at 8 p.m. Just a moment, I'll get my things. Please, Gwen, get back here now, thought David. How can I get out of this? To kill time, he went upstairs and fussed about looking for Gwen's name badge and coat. Just then, Gwen arrived home and seeing the situation rushed upstairs. I'm sorry I was late. Got chatting to some friends of Mom. Janet is ready to go now. I'm sorry she did tell me she would be early tonight. I forgot. I can't delay her. Please, David, go as me. I'll catch you up once I've changed. You've been to the admin area before. Just go through my mail while you're waiting. I can't go like this. What if I get caught? David was looking very worried. Don't be silly, my boyfriend. Our mother and my best friend haven't noticed. It'll only be for 15 minutes. Max. The reluctant nurse left the house, wearing one of Gwen's capes complete with name badge, ID cards, and handbag. Janet drove swiftly, nattering all the time. David was only able to interject yes or no. That suited him fine. They drove into the nurse's parking area. Thankfully for David, there were few people about. He knew the layout. Gwen had shown him around several times, and he knew where to go. He just hoped Gwen would hurry. He waited for Janet to lock the car, then walked with her into the building. I'll see you later. Gotta go upstairs for my meeting. Cheer up, it may never happen. With that, Janet took the lift. David continued on to the admin area. He passed several people and returned a smile to those who acknowledged him. Gwen's desk was in a large partitioned room. There was mail in her tray, so to kill the time he began to open it. Carefully sorting Gwen's mail, he did not notice the doctor enter the room, creep up behind him, and plant a kiss on his neck. "My God, who what?" "Don't worry, Gwen, only teasing." David saw the name badge, Dr. Stephen Wood. Gwen had talked about the hospital Romeo. His charm had so far prevented anyone from reporting him, but they were beginning to get fed up with him. He sat down on the desk. This was just what David didn't want. "I'm sorry, but I'm quite busy. Is it anything important?" asked David. "No, just looking in on my loveliest nurse. Now what are you doing after the shift?" "Sleeping on my own, thank you," David replied. Beep, beep, beep. The doctor's phone went off and he reached for the phone. "There has been a major road accident. They're short of staff in A&E. They need me to go now. They also need nurses. Come on." David knew Gwen had never worked in A&E. "But it's not my speciality," he said. "All hands to the pumps, now!" He was not taking no for an answer. David locked the bag Gwen had given him in her desk, but had the presence of mind to leave a note on the desk, saying what had happened, and followed the doctor. At least no one would know his sister in this area. Apparently a coach had left the road and rolled over. No one was seriously hurt, but there would be a sudden influx of people with cuts and bruises. Ambulances had already started to arrive as they reached A and E. "I need a doctor and nurse to go out to the accident to support the paramedics." This was the senior houseman calling out. "You two, can you go now? There's jackets and equipment in the ambulance that's leaving now." Totally compromised, David had no choice. He couldn't run away. The situation had run away with him. At least he knew enough about first aid nursing to assist with this sort of job. As they left, he saw Gwen getting out of a taxi. Too late, big sister, he thought. The accident was 10 minutes away from the hospital. The reports were correct. It was mainly walking wounded, but the driver was trapped. David began putting arms in slings and patching minor cuts before the passengers were taken to hospital by the ambulances that were running a shuttle service. "Gwen, come down here, please." Dr. Stephen was calling from the front of the coach. "I need your help to stop this man bleeding. We must get him out quickly. The coach could roll over." There was mud and blood everywhere. The driver was caught by his legs under the dashboard. Gwen's going to love the state of her uniform, he thought. The shoes and tights were already covered in mud now. He was going to have to sit in the mess and probably get completely filthy. He put these thoughts aside when he saw the plight of the driver and went on to autopilot following the doctor's directions. One leg was badly crushed. They were trying to keep this driver stable while waiting for the fire brigade to bring their cutting equipment. The press and TV, of course, had arrived and took the opportunity of a photograph of the pretty young nurse and doctor saving the driver. "Just what I need," thought David. Meanwhile, Gwen had arrived at the hospital and, following David's note, had gone to A&E to find her brother. "Hello, Gwen. I thought you were at the accident. In fact, I'm sure I saw you go. How did you get back so soon and cleaned up already?" This was her ward sister speaking. The pictures from the crash site came on the TV news and David could be seen assisting. Gwen stopped in her tracks. "Oh no, this little joke has got well out of hand." The sister also saw the picture. "These are live pictures, so it appears that you are in two places at once, Gwen." "In my office now." "What on earth is going on? I was thinking that one of my best nurses is doing the hospital proud in front of the media, and now I find she's here in my office as well. So, what's going on?" Gwen had to think quickly. She couldn't give David away, and she didn't want to compromise her own position. "She's my twin sister, Davina. I knew I would be late tonight, and she offered to cover for me. It's never busy for the first hour, and we thought it would be okay." "And is this sister of yours a qualified nurse?" asked the ward sister. "Well, sort of. Well, she appears to be quite competent at what she's doing. But is she qualified?" "No, not fully qualified. She's a St. John ambulance nurse," admitted Gwen. "Well, at least not a total beginner. That's where I started. I believe you did too." "Now, young lady, you've put me in a very difficult position. The chief executive likes good news coverage and wants the good publicity, so your sister will be in the spotlight when she returns. People have already seen you here, so we have to come up with a plan to save all our necks." I can't be seen to have unqualified nurses running around my hospital. You don't want your and your sister's deception to come to light. Go back to your ward, but take this pager so I can call you when they return. Spread the word about Davina being an agency nurse on for the first time tonight and how people mistook her for you. Leave the rest to me." "Thank you, sister," whispered Gwen. "How on earth do we get out of this?" thought Gwen. "What about Davina's non-existent qualifications?" She couldn't think straight, so she did what the sister had ordered. Soon, everyone knew about Gwen's sister and how proud she was. After an hour, the phone rang, and she talked to her ward sister. "I have sorted out your sister's Davina records, and she's now on the books of an agency we use regularly. They owed me a favor. They've freed the drive, and the ambulance is on its way back. Make sure you meet her at A&E and set her straight. Then take her to get a shower and a fresh uniform. I'll have to do more than set her / him straight. He'll want to kill me," thought Gwen. In A&E, nobody was making a fuss. This was everyday normality to them. As Gwen came in, she saw her mother, who must have seen the TV pictures, waiting anxiously. She quickly drew her to one side. Her mother suppressed the shock quite well. "Oh my God, which one of my babies is it out there? Gwen, is that you?" "Yes, Mom, now listen carefully." Gwen explained the situation. Mom nodded and went along with the charade. After all, she was partially to blame. The ambulance arrived and the stretcher came in, David still stemming the driver's wounds with his hands. The A&E nurses took over and whisked the man away. Dr. Stephen came over, and as Gwen and her mother reached David, gave him an affectionate peck on the cheek. "Fine job tonight, Gwen?" "No, this is my sister Davina," said Gwen quickly. "She's an agency nurse, and this was her first night." "Well now," said the doctor. "I know Gwen hasn't fallen for my charms and is taken. How about you, my dear?" David didn't think and replied, "Oh, no one at the moment." "Excellent. Have dinner with me tomorrow. A reward for your hard work. I must leave to clean up now. See you later." With that, he gave David another kiss and left the room, which was the moment the press photographer got the picture. "Gallant doctor and nurse's family together," was the headline. "Come on, Davina. Let's get you cleaned up," said the A&E sister, taking David to the nurse's changing room. "Gwen, follow us up in a few minutes and bring that new uniform from my office." David was in confusion. His mother and sister and other people were calling him Davina. A doctor had kissed him. He was wearing a female nurse's uniform, and he liked it all. He really did. "Oh, Gwen, what are we to do? David's foreman came around after you left. The factory has closed. He's lost his job." "Don't worry, Mom. I think we just found him another." Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for early access and exclusive content.